with Jamie Mcbride. Jamie, mate, when I said make sure you don't look better than me, you really went the full mile. What's happened to your face, pal?
So I landed in Thailand on Sunday night.
Yeah.
So what was it? No, Saturday night. My bad. So I decided rest Sunday, and we'll start training on Monday. Happens that the sparring class is on a Monday, so
Right.
I thought it's either go and do some wrestling and some kickboxing and slowly, just get myself into it, adjust to it. But I thought, you know what, let's just jump into the deep end. That's why I've come here. I went to the sparring class yesterday in the evening. Lots of guys on the mat. It was going well. Warmed up, started sparring. Good sparring, solid guy I was sparring with. I believe he fights in ACA.
Right.
So quite, I think, well-known fighter as well. Back and forward, good exchanges and stuff. Felt good. A friend of mine was watching as well. Said I was looking good. And I think as he went for a kick, I've stepped in to sort of counter it with a punch. But I've sort of leant over to the side. I'm not really sure what I did, to be honest, a bit of a blur. And what I remember is the kick come up as I've stepped in, and the knees hit the top of my eye instead.
Yeah.
Obviously, the guy didn't have no knee pads on. We wasn't actually throwing knees as well, so it was an accident.
It was unplanned, yeah.
Yeah, in that sense. And he sort of stumbled back, and I've sort of just instantly felt my eye just swell up and just blood start coming down. And then a lot of blood was lost from the cut. It was quite a big, deep cut as well.
Jeez, I can imagine stuff like obviously the humidity of the country, everything like that. You probably dehydrated. It's probably all just a bit, like I say, a bit of a blur, a bit of a shock.
Yeah. See,
And that was the first day.
I've never been cut before, never. So I'll probably put it down to the weather, sweating, and maybe like all the cream I've been putting on my skin as well. Like the sun cream has probably just made my skin really like weak, and because like, it wasn't hard, like it wasn't a hard shot or nothing like that. Like it wasn't hard. Like, I wasn't rocked or anything. It was literally just So I think
you see that though, don't you, in the game? Like you remember Fedor, his first ever loss. It was just a graze, wasn't it? Like that sly, didn't even cut him, didn't drop him. It just came across and sliced him like butter. So, no, mate, fair play to you staying. I said to you in chat, I said, if you want to postpone it and stuff, you're like, no, it's just part of the game. So fair play to you, mate. No, so I really want to have a chat with you. I was really interested about sort of your journey, where you're going from. So how long are you going to be in Thailand for?
I'm here until the 28th, so another just over 3 weeks.
Yeah, cool. And then you come back and you're fighting on April 13th, correct?
April 13th, yeah, that's correct. Yeah. Well, cool. I'm hoping I'll be able to fight. Fingers crossed. When the stitches come out, the cuts it's healed properly and everything's okay. It don't get infected. Obviously, training's going to change a bit now, as I won't be able to spar probably until maybe a week before the fight. Maybe I won't even spar then. So I won't be able to do any wrestling sparring or BJJ or any kickbox, anything at all that involves contact. So the training's going to change, but it's just one of the things.
No, fair enough. Yeah, fair play to you. You're sticking to it though. So, when you heading out to Thailand, was there any sort of areas you were specifically looking to train on? Because you're a natural. You started off is it K1? You kickboxing.
Kickboxing, yeah.
So, were you looking to come over there do Muay Thai? Like, was there anything in particular?
So, I had a few friends of mine that have been to Tiger Muay Thai before. So that was always my interest. My whole plan of coming here was to go to Tiger, do the full works, MMA, the Muay Thai, wrestling, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, spar. So, and I wanted to test my own ability against some of the top fighters in the world. So I see that a lot of big names right here, Mcbride, Tysonov, and all them guys, and even guys that fight on shows just below UFC as well.
Yeah.
And I thought I'm just gonna chuck myself in the deep end, go out here. I've got nothing to lose. Just test myself, see where I'm at. Maybe I'll surprise myself. And that was really my intentions, just coming out here and just being surrounded by some of the best guys in the world and bouncing off of them, off their vibes and being alongside them on the mat.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this is going to be, should it still go ahead, April 13th. That's going to be your first MMA bout, correct?
Be my second.
Be your
Second.
second. So didn't you?
Yeah.
I thought your first one didn't it get cancelled. I didn't know if it got
No,
rebooked or not.
on Topology and Shadow, they don't have my record updated. I fought
Right.
MMA a couple of years ago, I think about 2 years ago now,
Right.
on WC MMA.
Okay. Yeah.
I won by first round rear naked choke.
Cool.
I think it was 1 minute 20 seconds, something like that. So I have fought MMA before, but I did predominantly fight more kickboxing and K1.
Yeah, because I've seen the footage of you, doing a bit of search on yourself. You can definitely see footage of you doing the kickboxing and stuff, and it's on your Instagram as well.
Yeah.
So and again, I'm not sure if this is the most updated record on your opponent, Conor Monaghan. He says he's listed as 2-0 with 2 finishes.
He actually has pulled out against me.
He's pulled out now.
Yeah. I heard he didn't want to fight. Something to do with me being too big for the weight or something like that.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Well, how tall are you?
5'9", 5'9.5". Something.
And what was the agreed weight it was going to be at?
155, so 70 kilos.
That's not that. I wouldn't say that's a huge height.
So I heard that he reckons that he should be fighting lower weight. So
so it's more on him.
He's his fight rescheduled to 66 featherweight.
Right, okay.
But I was training for at least 4 weeks with him as my scheduled opponent. So
yeah,
he, maybe a bit sooner he could have maybe said he didn't want to fight at 66 kilos. I believe he's fought at heavier than 70 kilos before, but it's just one of the things. If he don't want to fight at that weight, then that's his choice,
No, exactly, mate. It's literally rolling with the punch, like you say. Have Cage Warriors Academy sought another opponent for you yet? Are they searching? Do they know about anything? Your injury?
I believe they've got someone. I'm not sure if it's fully confirmed yet. So I won't. Don't hold me to. So I'm not too sure if the guy has confirmed yet. They haven't changed the poster, like the opponent or anything like that yet.
Still is Monaghan, isn't
it? Yeah. So I've made the show aware of what's happened. I don't know if you know Jack Mason.
Yeah.
He's trained at BKK Fighters with him. So and obviously he runs that show as well. So we're quite close in contact. Obviously he coaches me and with the MMA side of things as well. So I've made him aware as well. He thinks I'll be fine to fight. So fingers crossed it don't get infected and something like a freak accident happen and open it up again. And then, I should be still fighting.
Well, no, that's quality, man. Fat Drover coming University. That's a big site. Looking at some of the fights that are on that show, that card. It's obviously it's a lot of amateurs, a couple of pros on there, but it's a lot of the amateur side of it. But they're known amateurs. They're really pushing them. Like the Cage Warriors event that happened just last weekend. I think they worked. 7 of them came from the academy side of it.
Yeah.
So it's a big part. So how did you get a part of that? Like obviously Jack Mason. What made you try and progress from kickboxing into the MMA side of it? Was it always the plan, or?
Initially, I started in like combat sports for fighting MMA.
Yeah.
But a few injuries occurred. I tore like my shoulder, my rotator cuff. I damaged my finger as well. So I wasn't able to grapple for quite some time. So I just thought, let me turn my intentions to kickboxing and K1. So if I can't fight MMA, I'll still do something. I'll still fight something. I done a few. I started out with like the kickboxing, full contact kickboxing. When you go to trials and stuff, and then I transitioned to K1, and then I done MMA after that.
Okay, great. And so, do you think does the future for yourself hold MMA? Is that where sort of the route you think's taken you?
Oh yeah, definitely. I would like to still fight kickboxing, like K1. I always have love for kickboxing. It's what I started with. Like,
Yeah.
it's like my forte. So what I started with was kickboxing. But I do love the MMA. It's free fighting in that sense. That you're just free and able to do whatever you want, really, within reason, of course.
Yeah,
but,
of course.
Yeah, so it wasn't actually too long ago that I went back to MMA. I was doing kickboxing because last year I was quite unlucky. I got run over.
Oh, wow.
I caught an infection on my face. I had bad impetigo on my face, and it spread to my body as well. So I had a few fights scheduled, but I wasn't able to fight. So obviously I got out of shape, unfit, and I wasn't doing anything. And then a friend of mine just said, "Why don't you come back to MMA and just train MMA?" And I went to a few sessions, and I thought, yeah,
Still in you.
yeah. I didn't forget nothing. It all come back to me, and then and a couple of weeks later, we got the fight scheduled for the April 13th show.
So it has only really, like I said, you just started to get back into it, but you already still had it in you. What happened with the getting run over, mate? What happened there?
I was meant to fight on UC MMA.
Yeah.
K1 fight. So I hadn't fought for a while. I had some issues before that as well. Just a fight to get back in there. It was actually meant to be a pro K1 fight. So I think, I was coming from sparring. I was walking near my house, and the road was closed. So as I'm walking, I'm not paying much attention. I see a car turn into to a turn, and I didn't think nothing of it. Unbeknownst to me, the guy's doing a U-turn. So he's coming and reverse it. And as he's come in, I'm just walking on my phone, looking at my phone as you do. And then next thing you know, he's reversed into me and knocked me flying over. I damaged ligaments in my hand. I had a fracture in my hand, damaged ligaments in my hand. My knee was a bit damaged as well. So it took a little while to heal from that. And,
Jamie, mate, you got to stop sparring. Anytime you go to sparring, something bad happens to you. You got to start living that Cowboy Cerrone life.
I know. And then after that, I recovered from that, and I had a fight scheduled on Muay Thai Grand Prix.
Yeah.
I was training for that. I was fit, good shape, ready to go. A few weeks before, went for a sparring session. Had a tiny little scratch just on my eye here, and a couple of days later, face just come out with just loads of impetigo, spread all over my eye here, all over my face, on my lip. It was on my arm, on my leg as well. So I wasn't able to actually do anything that involved any type of sweating because of it spreading. It spreads really quickly. So
I had it.
As well.
I feel the pain. I got impetigo like a week before my prom, so that ruined any chance of having a good night. So I can feel your pain, pal. Yeah. So with that, we're going into April 13th. Sort of, do you have a game plan in terms of how many amateur bouts you'd like to have? Obviously, there's some fighters who maybe do one or two and then move straight into pro. There are others like Cody Garbrandt. I think he had like 15 amateur bouts before he went pro. Do you have that in play right now, or are you just going to go with it and just see what's what?
I don't really like setting plans because every time I set plans,
you hit by a car.
An obstacle comes up, and it gets in the way. So no, I haven't got a plan set. I would like to have. I'd like to win a title before I turn pro. Defend it, maybe win a couple of titles. To be honest, just dominate until it feels right. Crossover, because I got a very good team of pro fighters around me. Very good guys that look out for me, and tell me right and wrong when it comes, because they've been there and done that. So I think I'll listen to my team, and I think in terms of knowing when the right time to turn pro, I think you just know deep down if you're going on a tear, winning fights and just completely dominating people, you know when it's time to step up and go into
exactly, man. And you got plenty of time here. How old are you? You 20?
I'm 20. I'm turning my 21st birthday tomorrow.
Oh, happy birthday, mate!
Yeah,
so you not going out in Thailand, no?
No. So it's just I'm going with the flow. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be, and I've said that before I come here. Regardless of what happens in Thailand, you know, illness, injury, whatever, I'm still grateful and happy to be here.
No, mate, and that's fantastic. Like I say, you know, you're fighting in Essex. I'm sure you'll be able to go out in Essex after to celebrate both your birthday and the victory.
Yeah,
No,
definitely.
mate, that's quality, mate. Look, Joe, I'm not going to keep you much longer. I know it's a little bit later in the evening in Thailand, but I really appreciate your time, pal. We'll touch base before you fight again. Hopefully you're still on the card, and then should you be, we'll have a chat afterwards. Hopefully discussing your second victory.
Yeah, hopefully.
Quality, mate. Go on, mate. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy training. What is you can do with it, and have yourself a good one. Thanks a lot, pal.
Cheers, man. Thank you very much. Cheers.
See you later. Bye bye.
Speak to you soon. Bye bye.